The other night I watched HBO's Brexit, which was a uh, biopic on HBO with some dramedy and comedy mixed in, showing the behind the scenes untold story of the Brexit campaign. And as an advertising major, somebody who's interested in marketing and that kind of stuff, this was a pretty interesting movie for me. Because while you all know that Nigel Farage and Boris Johnson are kind of the main figureheads behind Brexit, there's actually this guy named Dominic Cummings that was more the strategist behind the slogan and the Vote Leave campaign. His slogan of "Take Back Control" is persuasion perfection. I adored it when I saw it because this is what they obviously used for the actual campaign. But it's a perfect slogan. When he talks about this is the coolest part of the actual movies where he shows how he came up with the slogan, where he was using Sun Tzu's Art of War philosophy, where he's using the bots and all the aggregators that would get information. It's sort of an AI tool that would see who wasn't voting and what they wanted to hear. He would talk to pubs where he would go in, talk to people, see what was on their minds, what they cared about, what they were interested in. It was very interesting watching that, and I'm assuming most of it's legit, most of it's actually what happened, but I don't know. I cannot confirm or deny what actually happened or if this guy even did as much as he did. That's the only thing that I think this might be a bit inaccurate on, is acting like this guy kind of ran the whole campaign and ran the whole show and made Brexit happen. I think it was a more combinations of multiple factors than just him, but he was definitely effective. And the core message of "Take Back Control" is a great slogan. Every word is strong. There's no ofs or ins or thes or anything that's sort of these weak, unnecessary words. It's strong words. It talks about everything that Brexit's about, just bringing control back to Britain. And also it gives a nostalgia element to it, to take back as if you had it before. And I thought it was a really good slogan. Loved seeing that. That was my favorite part of the movie, was seeing him come up with that. But also seeing the Cambridge Analytica side of things. I can see a little bit of Steve Bannon there. All that sort of stuff of how they were able to aggregate information to target voters and get them out into the polls, or target people that hadn't voted before. That was the key of Brexit, the key of Trump, key of a lot of these populist revolutions happening now, is targeting people that didn't vote before. And that was really cool to watch. And I like when they visited the actual people in these sort of more working class areas of Britain that had been run down, their towns had been totally destroyed by the effects of the EU. And it wasn't a, oh, these people are racist sort of thing. No, it was just honestly what happened. That's what I loved about this movie, is that it is straight up, this is what happened. Here's the story of a guy. We're not going to make it biased. And that's what I liked about it. There was no liberal leaning, no conservative leaning. I mean, you could see maybe at some point you could probably say there was. But it was just a straight shooter film. It was, it just told its story, and that's it. None of this slanting, none of this slander that you normally see in these type of politically charged movies. And like I said, it's a very political movie, but it's more of a marketing movie. It's more of a campaign movie. It's more of a, just a drama than anything. And of course, just like when Trump won and the Hillary people all cried, the same thing happened here. Or when Brexit won, all the Ramoners, as they're now called, started to cry and lose their crap over it. But it was really well done. Well acted. Benedict Cumberbatch, as usual. I'm a big fan of him. He did a good job acting in it. Everybody else was good. And the cinematography was good. The music was pretty good. They had some classical music thrown in there. And the story was well told. It was paced really quickly. It didn't drag on. It was very much kind of like a social network style movie. If you've seen Game Change on HBO, it reminded me of that a bit too, where it's a told story without any political slant or spin. Maybe the portrayals of Nigel Farage and Boris Johnson might be a little bit cartoonish, but maybe they actually are the way they act in the film. I don't know, but it was interesting to see how they portrayed everything. And there were a bunch of good lines throughout, like the one where when Benedict Cumberbatch is sitting with the head of the Leave campaign, Remain campaign, getting them flipped there. When he was sitting with the Remain campaign guy, and he said, something along the lines of, what you've had has been brewing for years. It's been, this is something that's been happening a long time. I forget the exact line since I haven't seen this in a bit. I wanted to let it sink in a bit, but you basically said that what's been happening, your campaign has been happening for years, and that's very true. That's true of Trump in America, Brexit in Britain. It's this middle class uprising against the elite that's been just brewing for years, and finally they got a chance and they struck at the right moment, and that's why what happened. So many people saw it shocking. I didn't find Brexit too surprising. I thought it might happen, but I didn't actually follow as much as I normally would. But when it happened, I was like, oh, that's really cool. But what's interesting now is what's happening is what are the aftershocks of it? Is Brexit actually going to happen? That's where Theresa May is kind of screwing it up for the Brexiteers, is she's basically giving Brexit light or no Brexit. So that is something maybe they might do a second movie on. I don't know, but it might be interesting, might not be. But I'd recommend everybody go watch this. If you have HBO, you can check it out online now. It's going to stay up on their HBO Go forever because they made the movie. Well done. I really enjoyed it. Not the best movie in the world, of course, but still a really good movie. I'd give it a solid score. I don't like giving, number grades or letter grades, but it's a recommend. You check it out, especially if you're interested in politics, if you're interested in drama, if you just like HBO in general, watch this. If you like British stuff, watch this. If you like politics, watch this. It's just a fun ride, very entertaining and also very educational at the same time. And that's why I look for in stuff like this, and that's why I look for in biopics specifically geared towards politics. It makes it, fun for everyone while also learning something and hopefully having a beneficial experience overall. So check out Brexit on HBO. It's a great movie, and I hope you all enjoy it. I definitely recommend it.